Rad Power Bike Radwagon 4. Why did we get the Radwagon? This could potentially be the perfect bicycle for motorhoming. We are Andre and Lisa.
What's happening, love?
Oh god, you can't believe it. We're out of fuel. And it's 2 kilometers from a fuel station.
2.6.
Oh, yes. Okay, go let me put my running shoes on. We're currently in the south of Spain with our camper van Millie. This year, we're planning an epic 20,000 kilometer road trip all the way to northern Scandinavia, then back to the south of Italy. So subscribe and join us on our adventure. Well, this is rather exciting. Look what's arrived. We're going to pull him out of his box and put him together. We'll give you first impressions, and then if the weather holds, we'll go for a little ride and tell you a little bit more about it. But why we chose this one, and hopefully whether it's going to do its job for us. This is a big box. Might take us a while. Shall we get going? Okay, that's sort of assembled, I think. Went together very easy, instructions are great. Only had one small problem with the thread of one of the front fender screw thingies. We've still got to do a bit of a safety check. I will check all the screws and thingy majiggies. I got the battery off and on charge. Doing great. I'll say, so far very impressed. It looks a very well made bike. Looking forward to going for a quick ride. Why did we get the Radwagon? It's a super versatile bike, and we have a sort of suspicion that could tick a lot of our boxes. Now, ideally we want a little scooter. We have realized that we can only purchase and register a vehicle in our name in Italy. And we're not planning on going back to Italy soon. We do have 2 bicycles, and they're actually folding bicycles we carry in the garage here. But they have their limitations in terms of practicality. In lieu of getting a scooter, perhaps we should try something more versatile, a single electric bicycle that potentially can carry both of us.
Yay! I don't have to pedal!
Seeing that Lisa prefers not to pedal anyway. So we decided on the Radwagon 4. This is the EU version, so it's a little bit different than the one marketed in North America. It's software limited to not allow it to use the throttle past 6 kilometers an hour. The max output of the motor is limited to 250 watts, etc. So these are all limitations we somehow have to work with. In principle, it's got a pretty decent range. It's of good build quality, it's excellent value. Actually got a payload capacity of almost 160 kilograms.
It's also very adjustable, so even though the bike is rather big and very comfortable for Andre to ride, we can lower the seat and it's actually comfortable enough for me to ride too.
We're going to see how many boxes it ticks for us. Can we use it as a little run around to go to a grocery store, to go explore the villages a little bit if we park outside or in the outskirts. Maybe it'll lead to Lisa getting her own electric bike. I'm not sure if that's going to be necessary. We'll see how this thing unfolds.
It's a lot easier from a legal perspective than a scooter, and you don't need the big scooter rack to carry a scooter. You don't need real big full-face helmets like you would for a scooter. So in that sense it's a lot easier, but it's going to be hopefully a lot more practical and get us further than ordinary bicycles.
Everything is a compromise. A scooter can take you further. It's probably, in fact, the biggest problem with a scooter is you need a specialized rack to carry it on. So you need some sort of a chassis mounted rack. That could actually cost more than the scooter itself. So we'll see how it goes, but this is our first test and we're going to put this little bike through its paces, and hopefully we'll eventually be able to give you a full report and feedback on what our experience is.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yes.
And just the first experience of the e-bike for me.
Very exciting. Okay, so we go for a ride. Okay, it's quite late in the day, but We're going to take the guy for a little shakedown, or just a first impression ride quickly, and might give Lisa a spin. Let's go for a ride. Put it in 5.
No!
Come on. Mach 1, speed. Come on, you can do it. Feel the power, Captain.
Like, why is it going without me filming?
I know, it's cool, eh? Oh gosh, there she goes, off into the riding off the sunset. Okay, so far so good, eh? That was
Wow,
a shakedown trip. What do you think, Lisa?
Pretty cool. That is rad.
I think it's debatable whether it's going to have enough power to pull off what we wanted to do. We might have to consider adding the
Egg.
egg. But we don't know. We're going to try and play around with it first. It's obviously a challenge. It's got to go on the back of the camper, but I think it's going to add a lot of functionality to the way we travel. This will give us the option of going a little bit further.
I think it's going to be nice for me to be able to just sit at the back and relax and film and things like that, as opposed to having to always cycle, especially
the
also
drone.
functionally, if we just want to go somewhere and get groceries, that kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
I like it. I'll definitely have to get used to riding it, but if you've ever ridden an e-bike before, I guess that won't be the same problem.
No. So we'll probably do a longer review after we've used it for a while, but I'll leave a link down in the description if you want to get €50 off your first purchase, and use that link, and we also get a bit of credit with Rad Bikes then for our next accessories. Okay guys, next day, and now we're going to put this bike to its test. We're going to hop on it, travel a very short distance to our closest town here, Los Gallardos, and collect some packages from the post office.
Or at least so we hope.
It's going to be an interesting test. We've made a few changes, I think, eh?
I've got a seat now. Look at my cool little seat. And I've got handlebars.
So we've got a little seat on here and some foot pegs. And the seat came with these silly little handlebars, so we'll see how that works out. Okay, ready to go?
Yes!
So far so good. It's a very, very different experience cycling with electric bike, obviously, and there's someone on the back. The power delivery is pretty good. It's too early to say yet. It's got the hub motor, so you have to constantly play with the gears and the assist to sort of find the balance, and it can be a little bit weird if you're like in traffic and then suddenly it gives you power. So, but we'll get a feel for it. But we're first going to pick up our packages and we'll take a cycle through the rest of the town and find the post office. Okay, that's bigger than expected.
Okay, just a small package. This is vitamins.
What the frick? No, man. What the hell's in here?
A mattress.
last stop. Correios. Have to get some more packages. Eesh. Oh, look how cool this is. Wow. That's not bad. You can see there.
Success! Wow.
Great.
Quite
How are we going to load all the stuff on the red
I
bike?
don't know, this rad bike is really being put to the test. Hello village. We made it with our packages. Good job, driver.
I think that's a successful first attempt at using Mike's bike.
That was really pretty cool.
The biggest risk is using the brakes too much because we're going so fast.
The biggest risk is my butt.
I think we'll probably put him through a few paces and see how he performs out in the real world eventually, and then we'll do like a little day trip with him and give you guys more feedback. But so far, thumbs up.
Definitely thumbs up so far.
Alright guys, thanks for watching and we'll see you next time.
Adios.